What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. The Lions Talk Live, it's just about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and about a half hour or so ago, most of you probably got the information. If not, I'm trying to bring you up to speed. It is being widely reported either through Apple News, from ESPN, Adam Scheffler, etc., that yes, a deal is on the verge of being finalized between Ben Johnson and that organization, the Chicago Bears. We have had a lot of speculation in the last month or so about Ben Johnson potentially looking at the Bears, looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars, looking at the Las Vegas Raiders, etc. But it does sound like this deal is about to happen. Even on this morning show, I had been talking about a potential option to replace Aaron Glenn if he was to take off as the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Dennis Allen, I think I mentioned earlier this morning, was the guy I thought would be a great pickup for the Detroit Lions. He's been a head coach. He's been a coordinator. He's led several different teams to top 10 finishes defensively. It sounds like Ben Johnson is already working on signing him as the defense coordinator and adding some other support staff. Rumored to be Hank Fraley with to go from the Detroit Lions to the Chicago Bears, amongst maybe one or two other now soon-to-be former subordinate coaches with the Detroit Lions, maybe jumping ship over to the Chicago Bears. We'll have to see if that holds water, but the big news right now is that it does appear, while it's not finalized, it seems like it's all but finalized, that Ben Johnson is going to be leaving the Detroit Lions as the offensive coordinator and heading over to NFC North rival, the Chicago Bears. Not probably a move that I think all fans would enjoy, seeing him twice a year. Obviously, he's going to be very familiar with our staff. We're going to be very aware of what's going on with him. And obviously, anything he does over there, he's going to have the inside track and knowing a lot of different stuff about us as an organization. Being that as it may, though, that is the life of a coach. Obviously, most of you guys know I've been a coach for some time. I'm going to say this. It's the tough reality the NFL puts on all assistant coaches or just coaches in general. The fact that you can interview in season, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. And it's hard for somebody to say, hey, you have to turn down that opportunity to elevate your career, advance your career, the bigger paycheck, etc. It's tough. I get there will be mixed emotions on all this. But from just someone who's coached before, I also understand when you get those opportunities, you got to take it. Ben Johnson, as we all know, he's turned down head coaching offers. It sounds like in the past few seasons to go ahead and get this opportunity, to ask him to turn it down a third time. Obviously, that was something he wasn't interested in doing. It's tough, but it is what it is. I mean, just like all of us, you get a job opportunity, you're going to take it. I wish he would stay, or at the very least, if he was going to take another job opportunity, head somewhere else. But that's not the case. Again, for those just joining, it sounds like it's all a done deal that he is going to be the next Chicago Bears coach. Yes, we're going to see him twice a year in the division. Yes, that's probably not going to be very well received by most Lions fans. And yes, it does say, well, I do not have full disclosure what other Detroit Lions coaching staff members Ben Johnson may be looking to acquire. My anticipation is there will be 2 or 3 from what rumor mills are saying, even through Detroit-based media. I'm suspecting Hank Fraley will be one of them and potentially 1 or 2 others. Mark Brunell was one person that one of my sources did reach out, message me. I couldn't get to you guys faster. Chen and I were already at the store shopping at Costco when this all hit. But Ben Johnson does sound like he's going to be a Chicago Bear. Does sound like Mark Brunell may be going with him, Hank Fraley going with him. So there will be, as we all know, every season, there are going to be a number of turnovers in the NFL as far as coaching. when you're the number one seed, when you're 15-3 like Detroit Lions are, everybody's going to want what you have. Detroit Lions been one of the hottest, if not the hottest organization in the NFL the last 3 seasons. So teams that are struggling are going to come on over and try to pick you apart. Right now, I would suspect this is going to be the first shoe to fall in that picking of the Detroit Lions organization apart. Will Aaron Glenn go? My guess is we'll know in the next 48 hours if he's leaving and where he's going to. Now, the other part that I think we'll have to try to look at in the next few weeks, how many in the front office also depart for new jobs, especially the scouting department. Remember, last year, we had 3 very prominent people leave our Detroit Lions organization to advance their careers and go on to the Washington Commanders. A couple other teams I don't remember off the top of my noggin, but the Ben Johnson, Mark Brunell, Hank Fraley, if they all do actually leave. Ben Johnson sounds like it is 100% sure. Sounds like some of the other ones are trying to work out, or Ben Johnson's trying to work out deals with them. So we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a domino effect. Now, if the Detroit Lions really do lose these guys, who do they go to bring in? That's going to probably be the big debate over the next several weeks. And I do feel like you'll have answers. We will all have answers within the next several weeks. Who's coming in, who's leaving, who's going to stick around. I know, Anthony reached out to me, Anthony Cunningham, and he was less than happy, I think would be a fair way to say it, about Ben Johnson leaving. I think everybody understands if he leaves, but the fact that he's going to the Chicago Bears really doesn't sit well with a lot of fans. Real quick, just so I don't forget, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. You guys all get the gist. But at any rate, what are you going to do as the life of a coach? Well, this is part of the life of a coach, is moving on, advancing your career. Now, going to the Chicago Bears, assuming he had other offers, do I think Ben Johnson should have gone somewhere else? The cheap, easy answer is yes. I think he should have went to Jacksonville or the Raiders. Be happy for him on his success, but coming in division, going against us twice a year, maybe that's a sign Ben Johnson feels like he can have a lot of success coaching against the Detroit Lions and MCDC. Let that sink in for a minute. Is Ben Johnson sending kind of an elbow nudge message at the Detroit Lions that I think I can kick your butt up and down the field? I don't think there's anything you guys can do to stop me. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but if you're going in division, you're kind of saying that. You kind of feel like you can advance your career by playing against your former employer. Whether or not some of the other guys go with you, we'll have to wait and see. The Bears have Caleb Williams. We all get that. They're going to have another good draft pick this year, high draft pick. They do have some young pieces on that offense. I get the part of the reasons there, but going in division, I think, is not an ideal way for a coach to endure themselves to their former employers. But let's see what you guys have to say, Duke. I probably can't be here for a long time. Just guys do have to do some stuff still today, work-wise, etc. But let me know in the comments section. Do you think this is a win for the Lions with an L, or do you think it's a win for the Chicago Bears with a B for Bears? I don't know, but just the fact that, again, I think it's okay for him to go and get a new job. The fact that it's with Chicago Bears, probably not ideal. All right, Duke Crew, let's see what you guys have to say. Stephanie, not ideal. I would agree with that. Pierce, I guess loyalty is dead. Yeah, and I appreciate him saying the last 2 cycles in the coaching search, but to go to the Chicago Bears, man, especially when there were some rumors starting to emerge. I think this morning there were a bunch of guys that threw it out there saying that he had quietly told Dan Campbell that he wasn't going to leave this year, that he didn't want to or something like that. Well, obviously that didn't hold water. Phil, Cy, I agree with that. Silver, hello, coach, back at you. Eddie, knew this would happen, and, well, you were spot on. Pierce, now I want to sweep the Bears even more, 100%. Yeah, I think there'll be some added motivation from the Detroit Lions offense, and to be fair, the defense. Shy him, all right, a number 2, all right, I'll go with that, and thank you for that, I think. Dennis, hey, Dan and Duke Crew, back at you. Are okay. Matthew, it's a stab in DC's back. To be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of him going to the Chicago Bears. Now, let's assume he had other offers, though, too. And I am going to assume Ben Johnson probably did have other offers from, like you said, Tom Brady, the Raiders, maybe Jacksonville, who knows who else. All right, buddy, glad he's gone, and now he is gone. Justin, BJ, all right, we'll go with that. I can't say that on there. Phil, betrayal, Broski is happy. Broski probably is happy. YouTuber, Texas Lion fan, not a good day for the Lions. No, it's been a rough 72 hours for the Detroit Lions. I think we all agree on that. Darcy, ugh, I'll go there. John, Ben is dead to me. Probably going to be that way for a lot of fans of the Detroit Lions, that he is dead and donezo for them. And you know what? Like I said, maybe this adds some extra motivation and fire every time we play the Chicago Bears. Mr. Nico, BJ is trying to get Dennis Allen to be his defense coordinator. Wow. And yeah, I know, Mr. Nico, I talked about it in this morning show. I like Dennis Allen. I think, well, there's going to be a couple of good ideal fits for the Detroit Lions defensive coordinator position if, Aaron Glenn really does depart. He was the one I mentioned this morning, so we'll see when it shakes out. I'll still have the impression the Detroit Lions or Dan Campbell are going to want to promote from within. My only problem is, as I said on the history of this show, having been a coach for the better part of 4 different decades now, here's what I'd say. If you've never done the job before, it is difficult to pick it up and excel quickly at that. It usually requires a few seasons to kind of figure out, get some experience, etc. How much does that impact the Detroit Lions during that span? If you're asking somebody to learn on the job, I think quite a bit. John, Ben is dead to me. Going to be a lot of people like that. Oh, Cody, been a rough few days. Yes, it has. We got you, John. We got you. Justin, I'm glad it's happened so we can get on with the new coaches. Agree with that. Get somebody in there and get them learning. Walt, Ben Johnson to the Bears. Correct. John, Ben is dead to me. Here's Johnny. Love Hurts by Nazareth is my Lions loss theme song. Probably a good one right about now. Yeah, I got you, John. Eminem, trash. Good to see you, my friend. Unfortunately, on a bad situation there. Yes, John, I concur. Wanda, happy for him. Now let's beat him. Next season should. Yeah, let's get after him both times, 100%. Buddy, Ben, stand for Benedict. There you go, Benedict Arnold. Montreal, what do you got? Trader, Ben Johnson, I agree. Phil, the ultimate betrayal, I'll go with that. John Trader, I'll go with that. Let's see, Trader. Daniel, Ben Johnson is messed up. Ben just messed up Dan Campbell. Dan can't show this much loyalty any longer. It'll be a lot of people that'll be talking about this. Let's face it, we're going to be talking about this probably all week, and then it will kind of hit the news cycle again once we face them, obviously, in the upcoming seasons. John Trader, Pierce, can MC's DC block the position coaches from interviewing with the Bears? I don't think so, to be honest, Pierce. I don't know the full structure of each person's contract. I don't think he can, but I also don't know their contracts. Hookadoo, Hex, no, not the Bears. Unfortunately, that's where it is, man. Art, Ben Johnson is a piece of used lettuce. We'll go with that, Art. Henry, no big deal. The Lions already have all the lays from Ben Johnson's playbook. Now the Lions can just use good plays and throw out the bad plays. There you go. Maybe it'll be that. Ed Adventures, good to see you, my friend. When you choose a division rival is the worst. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I'm surprised he stayed in division. Buddy, now telling you who is talking with him. From what I heard, it's the quarterback assistant. I can't think of his name right now. He used to play for the Jags. I already mentioned it. Anyways, you guys know I mentioned it earlier in the show. And then Fraley. Hooray for BJ! For BJ, there you go. Mark Brunell just hit me in the head. All right, my truck. The reason we lost is Goff knew he was gone. I'm sure he told them early. Skip him. That grin he had when he asked about it. I knew he was up to something like the flicking Grinch. I'll go with that. Lone Wolf Trader. I'll go with that. Good to see you. It's been a minute, my friend. Phil, no wonder he lost us the game. He already took the job. Huge conflict of interest and should be investigated. I don't really know if there's any rules violated by taking it. I think he just can't formally sign. But could it be that before the game he did tell, say, Jared Goff, and maybe Jared Goff was a little emotional, not quite himself? That is totally possible, 100%. Daniel, I hope this fuels the Lions to greater heights. This might be a good thing. It could be. Yep. How do you feel, John? We'll find out. Yep. Metric, Ben Johnson and a quarterback with painted nails goes together like PJ and Jay. Skip him 100%. I think, yes, some are laughing about that. Phil, zero loyalty, no character, one funky, crazy, because I seen a bunch of things saying he would be a Raider. I personally never thought Ben would make a good head coach, but if he takes Hank Fraley, that will hurt mirror their losing Ben to me. Okay. Troy, worst case scenario, in my opinion, and he clearly already accepted the job before our divisional game. I think there's going to be a lot of more speculation about that to come out for sure. I think you're spot on with that, Troy. Let's see. Your hidden origin. Yep. Henry, the Lions save a lot of money now. Maybe. Ed, yet you can't do that in any other job. I would probably agree with you 100% there. Stacy, John said dead. Yes, he did indeed. Full state, same old lines is back, baby. Okay. Hookadoo, Bears were coaches go to die. Sorry about your luck, fool. I hope so. I hope he falls flat on his face and in the mud repeatedly. Chrome, Caleb going to get everyone fired. Laughing out loud. Big mistake going there. Probably true. Buddy, can't wait until the Bears come to Ford Field next season. Yeah, can you imagine the boo birds on that one? Walt, dumb move in your opinion. Metroid, he better not take Frank. Frank Ragnow will leak the pics of him if he does. Come on, man. What a loser. No integrity. And again, I can only tell you what I kind of heard through back channels about Mark Brunell and Fraley. Could there be somebody else? Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see. Courtney, talk to Packers fans. They are fired up to beat the Bears. Don't do us that way. Hey, man, there's going to be a lot of dominoes that will fall from this without question. Lauren Ann, do we get draft picks? I don't believe so. Not for Ben Johnson. No. Here's Johnny. No trophy, no glory. There we go. Pierce, some of the biggest boos when he comes back. I think you're probably right on that. Jason, divisional rival. There you go. Wanda, interviewing during the season is never classy. It cost every fan who forked over cash for that game. I'm ready for someone new at this point, and you're going to get someone for sure. Stacy, you're okay. Metric can't wait to boo his kids if he has any. There you go. Put him on the field. Maybe they can sit right next to the Staffords. Michael, Ben Johnson lost the Lions last 2 seasons. Could be some truth to that. Phil, he's going to find out how fast coaches fail in Chicago. I hope he fails on his face. John, Ben is dead to me. I might have heard that somewhere. Skip, Ben Johnson, classless move, says YouTube user. Yep, I get that, John. Pierce, get Robert Saleh to Detroit next this offseason. I know he's one of the names mentioned if Aaron Glenn leaves, and if he does, we'll wait and see. I wouldn't be mad about that. Matt Truck, do we get draft picks from him? I don't believe so. John, Robert Saleh, or does he have to be, to get those? I do believe so. Revision to the mean. Hey, talk about somebody I haven't seen in a minute. Bye-bye. One less distraction. Hank Fraley, see if that headset fits now. Yeah, maybe. Could be. Chrome, facts, Phil. Jab, goodbye. I hope we take him down. I have no respect for him. I never liked him, and he probably called a shot game on purpose. There has to be some stuff going on behind closed doors that we don't know about. Yeah, totally could be. Woody Hayes' protege was Bo. Woody Hayes' protege was Bo Schembechler. This is true. John Mastrobi and Jack Swear loading. All right. We got that. Phil, is Dan so gated his best coaches want to leave? I'm not sure what I'd like to think, Phil. It's just that, hey, no different than athletes want to, they've got some ego. They want to prove themselves. I believe a lot of coaches do too. I believe I can do just as good a job as Dan Campbell or whatever. Is he a minority? No picks. Okay, Steve. Greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and the Mountain Dew crew. I am enjoying a Mountain Dew while I digest this bad news. Have one for me, my friend. I feel like we are being rated. We are going to. I do believe we're going to see more people fly. That will be the real strength of this offseason. What we can do to help replenish the cupboards, move on from here, and keep going forward. Phil hated. I hate the move too. Ed John, we see it. We seen it the first time. Yes. Silver. No, Hank Fraley. Stay. Better stay. Jump. Exclamation point. Hank jumping ship too. I have to see that. Yeah, I don't know that for certain. Same with Mark Brunell. Just I'm told. Same with Dennis Allen. He's Ben Johnson's trying to get all those guys to sign. Paperback fan guessing he ain't taking golf for Hooker. Probably not. No, he's not in this situation. Stacy, you think? Question mark. Some of these fan bases already think he was 100% into the playoff games. He is definitely going to be booed by someone. I think so. Yeah, and I'd say, not to do a deep dive during this particular broadcast about it, but I think the more evidence that emerges, you can see clearly there was obvious distraction from both coordinators. This just kind of adds fuel to the fire because my guess is Ben Johnson really didn't do his due homework as a coach to have the Lions ready. Todd, he has to do what is best for his family, but the Bears, I hope we kick the Bears booties next year. I think we're all on that same page there. Bears are where his career goes to die. Keep it cute like you did in our playoff game, loser. I'm down with that. They have Fields. Okay. Let's see, John, got to make sure my point is felt. Yeah, I think you expressed it very eloquently, John. Revision to the mean. Defensive end, Broderick, Michigan, and OSU were, but I will love it. Okay. No class. Tell him, us himself. Let's ESPN break it. He did indeed. YouTube user. Buddy Kinko, I wonder where there were so many trick plays when Ben Johnson in this game. We'll find out. One funky Tanner to take over as offensive coordinator. I know that's been highly suggested, rumored, whatever. We'll have to see if that holds water. Phil, the team is dead. Long live the team. 100%. John, bro, we can't lose Hank. I hope not, man. I hope not. Full slate. Same Alliance is back. Maybe we can draft a more projects, and Holmes gets fire one starter in the last 10 picks since Branch. I don't know. I would say this full slate. I would say you got Arnold, and I'm going to guess Mahogany is going to be a starter next year. The rest of the guys were kind of more developmental. I think a lot of them will step into big, large roles next year. Ed, well, Ben didn't get it done here. He did not. John, he's vital for our offense line. I would agree. Dang Hank, too. Let's hope not. Jay Diaz, if so, he will be fired in 2 years? Probably. Jason, he does not have the players we do. It'll take a while to improve. It will. Phil, it's no wonder we lost. The team knew. Probably. I do think if you watch Jared Goff, we would all agree he probably didn't have his best game. I think Jared Goff, as we all probably know, him and Ben Johnson are fairly close. I think he kind of got into his feelings knowing that Ben Johnson was leaving. Courtney, backstabber Ben, could be. Patrick, Lions are still strong. Exclamation point. Good luck, Ben. Thanks for what you have done for the Lions. Good luck. 100%. Keep it lazy. The way we lost in playoffs, Bears didn't dry out. Tears didn't dry out yet, and he goes to a division rival. Shake my head. You're correct with that. Major, we're fine. We have Brad Holmes and MCDC. Yep. Try us, Ben Johnson. You're not us. You aren't an alpha like MCDC. There's probably a lot of truth to that. Hey, what is this? Thank you for that. Thank you for this, NP, NY 1970. After 50 years, I'm done with this team. Brad, coaching decisions cost us to lose this year and last year. Same with Lions, under 500 next year. Let's hope not, my friend. Chai him. He stayed close to home because of his wife. Is what I'm guessing. Could be. If they stayed in Detroit, maybe that was a contributing factor as far as the kids and the family. Ed, not with his players. Victor, I heard Tanner is going with Ben if the Lions don't bump him to offense coordinator. It could be that too. D-Dunk, full slate. Farms, just find our team to root against. You're okay. Full slate, Ben Johnson blew it, and he hates Lions fans. Maybe. Matriarch, don't let the door hit you. Cheap tickets for the rest of us who care. Okay, Stacy, we're going to be good. Exclamation point. Coach is coach, but it's athletes that play. Yes, correct, indeed. Full slate, Ben Johnson hates the Lions fans. Maybe, but he can't get no respect for the Lions. Ben Johnson telling us we are easy to beat. It could be. Hi, all. Hey, JDC. Hookadoo. Don't let the door hit you, Ben Johnson. Losing Hank to the biggest problem than Ben Johnson? Could be true. Let's see. Henry, the Bears logo design is based on the toilet seat. You can imagine the rest. Fair enough, man. YouTube Bears management stinks. It'll fail. I hope so. I hope it fails repeatedly. I would have wished Ben Johnson well, but I hope he had gone to any other team outside the division. Yeah, I agreed with that. One funny, Ben Johnson knows golf doesn't have what it takes. JJ doesn't scare anyone in Minnesota and loves it at best. Ben Johnson probably thinks he could clean up the North. We'll have to wait and see. Kill shots. I hope he loses every game. Me too, man. Rob, Victor, you're just a Holgram. All right. Ed, yes, he shafted the whole Lions organization and go to the division rival. He's a snake. Yes, indeed. Patrick, why all the hate? Exclamation point. He deserves the promotion. All right. Christian, Ben is officially dead to us. Our goal next season is to bury the Bears 6 foot deep. Let's do that indeed. Twice a year. Benjamin, do you think Lions still have control of the playbook? They would have full disclosure to it. So, yeah, I mean, just like the players would have copies of it, MCDC has copies of it. All the players do have it so they can study. There's film and everything. So if they want to replicate it, that's fine. But understand, Ben Johnson knows it as well. Let's see. NP, NY 1970, laughing out loud. So hard to win in this league, and you have all this talent and coach like a fool. The door has been hitting the fans since 1957. Victor, laughing out, Rob Kendall. Yes, I am. Buddy, can't wait until the Lions play the Bears next season. Hey, this is definitely adding to that, isn't it? Black Lion, wow, this really stinks. I'll go with that. Jonathan J., who do you want them to get now that he is gone to run some sort of plays? We'll have to see what they do. I mean, there's a lot of good candidates out there. Just have to wait and see who they ultimately choose. And I think they're going to have some good options because let's all face it. While Ben Johnson did some stuff here, the Lions have a lot of offensive talent. There's some good stuff to work with. I'm even going to say this. I'll save it for another video. I think the Lions offensive line will actually be better next year than it was this year. Ed, Brady wanted him badly. Yes, he did. One funky. The Raiders supposedly had a $90 million for 6-year deal for him ready to go. I'm surprised he didn't take it. Money Ed send Goff and J-Mo to the Colts for the first round picks and AR-15. Maybe that's what they do. Number, go get Max Crosby and Brad. Okay. James, stop being a crabby poor root for the Bears and Fudge Packers. The Lions don't need win. Okay. Let's see. They can keep AR-15. Fair enough. Harrisville, good riddance. Going 5 wide on 3rd and 1. Should have gotten him fired anyways. Okay. Mark my words. It'll be better off. He'll mess up, and many things he has made makes happen. We'll be happy in the end as long as we're intelligent and not emotional about our hirings. I'll go with that, YouTube user. Don. Buddy, sounds crazy. It does. Rob Victor, show business. You'll break your heart, Pally. There you go. Heart Pandalay. I do love that. After we lose like that, Ben Johnson to the Bears is an unreal move. I would agree with that. Don, AR-15 isn't good. Michael, he is an MCDC, but still a gut punch. I agree with that. Agreed. Ed Adventures, Chicago has enough AR-15s. That might be very true. One funky Don, what's with that money, bud? I took a 2026 and see who is not on the roster and see how much cap space there isn't. Okay. Jeff, we will be just fine. Just need to fix our lousy pass rush and get healthy. I would agree with that. Very much so. Let's see. Trip C. Ben Johnson magically forgets how to coach in a divisional round, then signs with the Bears. Nothing fishy there. It could be possible that the Bears said, hey, we need to have an answer by this particular date. You know what? So in order to legally be able to sign those papers, if the Lions lose, he can now legally sign. Not going to say there's a conspiracy there, but there could be a conspiracy there. So, Great Lakes, wow. I live 45 minutes away from Chicago in Northwest Indiana and commute to Chicago for years. Can't imagine who would want to live in that dump. A good number of people, apparently, they must have paid you. I'm guessing they probably did pay him quite a bit. Same old line, kind of. All right, there you go, Sarge Curtis. Same old lines, kind of. Independent. Ben probably was told by his future employer to help the refs to have the Skins win, or in order to meet rookie quarterback Williams ASAP to draw up plays specifically designed around the specific strengths. There could be all that. All right, guys, I'm not going to be able to get through everybody. My voice is starting to go, and I got to get ready to do some other stuff work-wise. If there is some sort of breaking news, I'll get it over to you guys later today. But otherwise, if I get more disclosure on all this, I'll get it over in the morning show or something like that. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you would be so kind, hit that thumbs up button. Take care. Enjoy your day. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. See you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. You're still here? What are you doing here? It's over. The show's over. Go home.